We're here on behalf of the media department, and hopefully today you'll get a chance to have a look around and to look at the facilities. One of the things that we do try to promote, and we have tried to promote in the last couple of years, was our state-of-the-art facilities. We're going to be looking at some of those. Also, I have my colleagues here, Virginia Madsen, Tom Murray, who are going to be talking about some of the production strands that you can do here. So the question is, why would you study media at Macquarie? And obviously, the general theme of the lecture is media in the 21st century and how it's supposed to, put you in good stead, to future-proof you, if you will, against a constantly sort of changing and dynamic media environment. Now, some of you may know this building is a former AFTRS building, Australian Film, Television, Radio School. We took it over a few years ago. It was completely redecked out. We have state-of-the-art recording studios, drama studios, what else? Dance studios, all aspects of performance. Now, again, it's not just performance, it's not just production, but rather it's a confluence of both. And one of, any kind of media degree, any kind of stringent media degree will have a marriage of theory and practice. And it's something Macquarie has, built their reputation on, bringing together theory and practice in that way to provide a kind of holistic and well-rounded degree program. So the point is, obviously, the facilities that they are usually quite attractive, and it's safe to say that you're not going to find any facilities better in any campus in Australia. And this is one of the the main selling points that we have here. You're in Y3A now, and this is the building that you're currently in. I did have some pictures here of the building, but obviously, in case you haven't seen some of the other parts of the building, we've got a cafe down the back, should you, after the lecture, like to go and get a coffee or so forth. We had also tours around the building, various performances that are going on currently and over the next few hours. Please feel free to avail yourselves of that. Some of the state-of-the-art facilities we're talking about, again, we just had just a few kind of snapshots there of students working away there in their various kinds of media production strands. Now, to look at the, I'm just going to get all the ATARs up. I had the ATARs for 2013. Some of you may, I didn't have the actual incoming for 2014, so I just used these from Macquarie's site. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of change to what you might expect from these. So the BA Media is 8540. The BA Media, Culture and Communication, just to differentiate those quite quickly. I'm going to try and leave some time for questions. It's only half an hour, so I've got a lot to sort of cover in a very short period of time. We'll try and keep some time at the end for questions. If not, I'll be outside afterwards with my colleagues and we'll be able to try and answer any questions that you may have. Just to differentiate the two degrees, the BA Media degree is to study theory and practice, and the BA Media, Cultural and Communication is more of a theory-driven course structure. The reason why there's a bit of a difference in the ATARs there is down to resourcing, basically, that it requires a little bit of extra resourcing to give everybody their own computer in the labs and give everybody the equipment that they need. So it's generally through demand that the BA Media ranks a bit higher because of pure resourcing issues, and to make sure that everybody has access to the equipment that they need. BA Writing is 75 as well. And we have the BA Media and Bachelor of Laws is 96.2. That's more on the law side of things. There's also a Media and Marketing degree, and the ATAR is also in the 90s, around 96, I believe. And again, that's just purely down to demand. Now, some of the various strands that we have in the media degree in terms of production, in terms of what we're offering, media studies, a traditional discipline, and Macquarie, as I'll sort of explain a bit after my colleagues get to have a bit of a chat to you and talk about what they do here. I mean, Macquarie is the oldest, most established media discipline in Australia. There's, experience. We have professional filmmakers, writers, musicians, all who work here either as academics or come in to offer their expertise. We have, Virginia's going to talk to you shortly about her radio program. Virginia is a well-known media and radio producer of many years standing. as is Tom Murray, who's going to talk to you about film, who's, you know, a renowned and award-winning documentary maker, filmmaker, I should say. And so, therefore, we have the expertise here and we have the capacity of the professional staff to be able to have the expertise in whatever kind of strand of media that you're interested in pursuing. To say is, for my part, that I tend to do theory. Now, not that I want to sort of dichotomise here between both, because both the practice is infused with theory and the theory is obviously informed through practice. So they both come together, and I guess that the point is it's a really nice balance that you get here between both. Now, when we're talking about theory, here there's all sorts of discussions of convergence and looking at, you know, sort of the non-linear digital world, but also, you know, theorising and thinking about new media, thinking about traditional media, thinking about, you know, the social and cultural constitution of the media text in which we are basically immersed in, thinking through, thinking with. So practice and theory are important. Our work, you know, we try to stress the creative and the critical. The fact is, yep, you know, as you saw in the production works there, creativity is really important in helping to kind of facilitate, you know, the students' own responses to the world and what they see, but also, you know, you need to have a critical eye. You need to have, before you put, you know, your eye into, the, you know, the camera, you need to have something going on there. So there has to be a combination of both, which helps to kind of promote, you know, good student work, good student practice, good student theoretical and production practices. So again, these are some of the broader theoretical strands that we tend to broach during the course of the course. Now, extends beyond that, and if you want to speak in detail about some of the theoretical strands that, you know, that I teach and my colleagues teach, please, you know, after this discussion, I'm quite happy to talk about any of those, you know, should you want to. But that gives you an idea of some of those. We also have, just, you know, to wrap, I'm just going to try to make it reasonably quickly here, and then hopefully we'll get a few questions in should you need to ask any. We have internships, and that's basically where we have industry placement for a semester. This gives students a chance to bridge that kind of the perceived divide between the world of like tertiary education and the world, you know, of work. To bring it together, these are some of the, you know, recent placements that we've had here: MTV, Yahoo 7, Sydney FC, PR, and media companies. We also have an overseas option. We have this third-year short course unit, which basically students go to the USA. I mean, many of my students go on exchange. You know, we have a particular setup with TV production in Butler and Indianapolis. Students can go there. They've got state-of-the-art facilities there in America. The J School in Columbia. The students go there as also to kind of embellish what they've learnt here at Macquarie and to give them a chance to have international experience. And of course, the question that many of you will be asking is like, what am I going to end up doing here? Now, I think you've had, you know, a bit of a chance to see, you know, what the possibilities are in terms of production. These are some recent employers we have a list of that, you know, where some of our students have started working for in recent times, and as you can see there, it's quite an esteemed and distinguished list. We also have some working graduates here. I mean, this is just merely the beginning of a very, very long list. You know, one of our, I guess, our recent graduates who's gone on to, you know, great things is Yalda Hakim, who used to work on SBS Dateline. She's now a presenter on BBC World News, and say World Service, World News. You can see her in the early hours of the morning on ABC 24. There's a range of students working in a range of areas, which is, you know, covers the whole gamut of various types of production practices. Just to, you know, I know that you're probably going to get sold on the various kind of aspects of the campus and Macquarie in general during the course of the day. I think that if you look at a combination of the, you know, of the facilities that we have here, but also the extra kind of the capacity for extracurricular activity, the capacity we have, you know, obviously the new underground line, which goes all the way from the city, so the transport's pretty good. You know, one of the things that people always comment on is like the leafy campus and the fact that, you know, that basically we have a nice green and, you know, open campus, and, you know, many people find that enjoyable. As I was saying earlier, we're the oldest, most established media discipline in Australia. One of the highest ranked. Our research is first class, and we continue to, again, try to keep the research and the teaching all balanced to create a vibrant environment for our students, and to be on the vanguard of any kind of changes that's happening in the world of media in general. Some of the, again, I'm just moving through these quite quickly. These are some of the award-winning, books and films that we've had in recent times coming out of Macquarie. And for those of you, and I know postgraduate studies becoming increasingly important to many students, in terms of differentiation from, the general degree. If you do want to do so, we have, Masters of Research program, the MRes program. We have, a number of PhD students working in the media area, and we have a whole, range of masters to suit various kinds of strands of media practice and media theory. Now, if you want more information, here are the details. This is on the website anyway, but just if you wanted to just kind of jot it down, it's there. We have 5 more minutes, and because of the schedule, it's pretty fast-paced today. So I'm sorry, but again, if you need to have anything spoken about, extrapolated in detail, we're happy to do so after the lecture.